Hi, so is there anyone on the call yet? Just need to. There should be a wee question box. If you have any questions, you can just let me know. Good to see you, Michael. Do you have any questions, or do you? I'm basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a demo in about sort of 20 minutes, but at the minute I'm just leaving it running. Um, I'm leaving it running so that people can pop in, ask a few questions, I can answer them, and just deal with sort of general queries people have in regards to building applications. So yeah, we've started. It's not going to be like a set presentation where I just run through a certain sort of specific sort of guide. It's more to allow people to interact and for them to tell me about sort of what they're doing or problems that they have, and we can answer it. And the end goal is basically for you to have an app sort of built and ready to go within the next couple of days. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I can show you live on air um, the solutions and answers that you need. So James, Michael, is there anything specifically you would like me to show you? Can everyone hear me okay? Hello? James, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying as well there, but you really should, because you don't actually sort of need to wait. You can sort of start when you start building. You begin to get a better understanding, and you only get that understanding from experience. Um, the loyalty reward system, coupons, etc., is coming. It's actually respected out, and it's the loyalty card's gonna be pretty superb. Basically, the way it will work is you put the loyalty card on the app, and there'll be like a if you hit it, it'll be like a stamp. Do you know the way a real loyalty card to come in and they put a stamp on it? Well, on the app, they will you can touch a button on it. Now the user can do this as well, but when you touch it, it asks for a PIN code. And then when the only person who has the PIN number is the shop owner. So once it's hit, they put in their PIN number, and then the stamp will go down, and then it can just repeat. So it's really really good. So Michael, I'm going to run through, I'll show you. I'll show you sort of a few training, because I'm going to have to chop this whole hangout up anyway for the replay, because it's going to be sort of some information, because I'm going to actually go through, I'll build an app shortly, and you can ask me the questions as I'm building if you want to know specifics and everything. So we'll go really slowly. Yeah, James, local business is huge, and the push notifications and the loyalty cards is, once they're in, everyone's really set to absolutely destroy that market, quite literally. I mean, local business app, you could easily with loyalty card and push notifications sell it, and it's an easy sell for like $500-600, and that wouldn't even be much effort in your part in order to sell that. I'm not sure what that is, James. Okay, so I'll flip to the screen here. Just trying to minimize this a wee bit so I can make sure I can see questions coming in as I'm working. Hey Mark, don't worry, we haven't sort of got into any of the stuff yet. I want to answer a few questions that people have, and then I'll start showing them how App Gorilla works and things like that. That's why it's a Q&A basically, because it's just a great way to interact and you can get things done in real time. Push notifications should be ready. I would say, hoping we're aiming for a couple of weeks from now. It's a really robust ecosystem that we're putting in place. There's a number of ways that you're going to be able to use the push notifications to your advantage. So it's going to be extremely powerful. We're trying to go for push notifications and loyalty cards around the same time, and then I'll have to hop on another hangout and we'll go and show people how to get local businesses, because I live in quite a small town and there's quite a few companies that want me to build apps for them, and it's really highly profitable. Yeah, James, I understand that as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna start sort of building an app. I just want to make sure that everything is working. You should be able to see the Manage Apps screen on App Gorilla now. Yeah, there's also something else that on a different branch of development that we're doing is, it's sort of games. I'm trying to figure out, we're close to figuring out how to do it, But we're looking at games. I'm not sure if any of you've heard of stuff like Flappy Birds or the Flappy Bird app and things like that. The actual mechanics behind that game are extremely simple. And when you get the code, you can basically drop in your own. So instead of it being a bird, you could have it being a tiger. Instead of having the green pillars, you can just change all the elements. You can change the background image. So that's something that we're actually working on, which I'm quite looking forward to. Now, I'm not going to even give a time scale or date on that, but we are looking at allowing people to actually work off our code and just put in their own images, and it's something that's really, really exciting, and it's sort of where we're taking it. Hi, James. James, the way the loyalty card works is really sort of very simple. It's actually live on the phone. You must have just jumped on the call a bit late there. But what happens is it's like say kind of like a stamp system. And what happens is it's on the user's phone, and they'll go into the shop, and you open up your loyalty card, and then you hit, say, number 1 where the stamp is. So you'll hit it, and then it'll ask for a PIN number. Now, the only person who knows the PIN number is the shop owner. So they'll just put in the PIN in the phone, and then the stamp will appear on the loyalty card. So then you have it set out like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, and then you could have like 7 being the free coffee, or etc. like that. So does that answer your question, James? Just going to go to the Create App screen here. Make sure I'm logged in. Yep. Skype is... Okay, so Michael, what icons do you mean the icons for the main icon of the app, or do you mean the menu icons? Because I'll show you here. Say your app, what do you say, vegan recipes. And then the app ID, this is actually quite important. What you want is, you always have to start it with com. That's just, it has to happen. And then you can put in, you could put your company name here, or like anything you want is acceptable. You can do app, just any sequence of letters. So I'll just do app, and then I'll do vegan recipes. So let me show you why this is important. If you have a look here, we'll have a look at one of the apps. Just want to make sure this is displaying correctly. Let me increase the screen size. Okay, so you'll see here at the top, this is what will go here. So let me just find, well, for one, you'll see here, com.netsubmitapps.vegan recipes. So it's actually allowing you to put your keyword of your app in the URL. So for example, when we submit this one, it'll be that there. So that's why you want to always have your keyword in here. And the app IDs, it's used for several things. It's for the iOS. When you create certificates for iOS, you need to use it. It's not overly as important for Android, because Android doesn't run the same certificate system as Apple, because Apple are Apple and they're like complete and utter lockdown control of their market and their user base and all the developers. So it's slightly different. But I mean, I have in the tutorial section, I have the optimization. So vegan recipes up for vegan lovers looking for vegan recipes. Actually got a ticket in, and people were getting sort of lost in this app description, and it was just filling it up with loads of content and all. It's really not. You just need to be brief, quick, keep your keyword in, and that's you sorted. Then you'll see add app icon. Now you'll see under my icons I've got a whole bunch of different ones here. But if I want to add a new one, you just go to add more, and then I'll select it from my desktop, and I'll just click on upload, and then that's it. And then that will be my app icon. So people also were asking about their icons, in terms of they were uploading them and they were either looking too small and I'll show you in a second why that was happening and how you can correct it and how it will work for you. So let's see some more questions. Yeah, James, the splash screen will be in. That's actually that we'll get that in quickly. It's not James Gunn, the other one. And we'll have that in. We'll have that in quickly for you. So I'll continue with this icon. Next week you'll be able to change the background colors within the icon, your way that's brown there, or that's blue, or that's brown again, etc. You're going to be able to change all this and change the font, the font family, size, whatever color for underneath the icons. So we'll pick not sure which one I want. I'll go for that. And here it doesn't overly matter because I can add more in, so I'll just select one. So the menu icons, we'll do multiple. Dinners. You'll see here, if you click on this will bring up your icons. So this is where you can change them from, or again you can add your own to go into here. Do you understand that, Michael? Okay. You'll see here it says the size that it needs to be to, if you highlight over it. 256 PNG. So if you want to have a look at some sort of easier ways to get your get your menu icons is there's a few different things that you can do. I'll just get it for you now. You always want to select sort of an icon with a transparent background, but I mean you can. Let me just. There's a nice wee free tool here, just to give you an idea. So I'll drop the file in. No thanks. So you can see here that sort of gives you can see the sizes of them. If you just go to save as, you can save your images and you can put them in, and it's already in .png. And then we will add where did I save it to? Add more. Open, upload. See, there's my wee icon. Do a preview. Back to feature list. And see, there's a cache issue that we're trying to resolve. I didn't save it. So we just need to add a subpage. So can you see how you can build your icons okay? Mark, yeah, with the push notifications, once we roll it out, what we're basically looking at doing is a white label area, as you were saying, and then it'll be under like an unbranded URL, maybe like send my push message or .com or something. Then you can give your clients login details, and they can log in and they can send their push notifications. You can limit them. You basically say you can have 4 a week and it'll cost you $50 a month, or you can have 10 a week and it's going to cost you $100 a month. So you'll be able to really build up your recurring income base. Another thing you can do is listen. We're going to show you the power of push notifications. Here's where you go. You can have it for free for the first week, and then you can send a few push notifications to your clients. You can see how it can improve your business, and then it'll be charged at X amount a month. In the meantime, though, you'll probably just have to handle them sort of initially, which isn't bad because it gives you constant contact with your client as well. And then you can, whenever the white label is brought out, you can go, here, listen, I've released a new area where you can go in and you can send your own push notifications, kind of thing. I'm trying to clear my cache here without resetting this. Yep, that's it now. So you can see here that's your icon in. So we'll just change the font or the title. Add subpage. Dinners. What should we do? Bean burger. Spicy bean burgers. Paste in the content, and then we'll start to manipulate it a bit. Let's see here. Let's see how this is going to look. Need to get the images. So I'm just going to get the image for the bean burger. I mean, everyone watching, feel free to, if you're unsure or something, or PNG. Then we'll just add our wee image. Add more. We'll just save and we'll see what way this looks. Sort of off the bat. The app creation process for iOS I will get to in just a minute. I'm basically just showing. I'll show this first because you'll see here it still says static page even though it's been changed, and that's just the cache issue. It's not reflecting in real time, so I'm glad this is happening. So I can show you. We've got it it's flushing every sort of minute. Every minute. Oh, there you go. There. So it's sometimes it's not in real time, and we're looking at flushing the cache basically instantly, so the changes will reflect. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it came out well. That came out well, but obviously the background image. So I mean, you can change your background image for each particular section on your app. So we just go to theme settings, color picker. Or maybe put it as black. Let me add that again. We're hoping to have a new update rolled out by the end of the week. It's the first time I've actually used Google Hangout, and there's one thing I will notice about it. It's extremely difficult when you're trying to switch screens, which is really annoying. You can see there, it's still alright. Maybe change colors a bit. So you can like completely sort of customize your apps. Remove that, I'll make this black. I mean the resolution on the emulator compared to the resolution on the phone is completely different as well. So we can also decide maybe we'll have just the ingredients at the top. And we'll bring these down near the bottom. And if you want, you could bullet point these. Change it all. back and add in that image as well. I'm going to show you a local business as well. Just ways you can use to build a local business up, which is really quite handy. Add image from URL. You can hold on. Let me just go back. We'll get back to the questions. So the app creation process for iOS, Michael, just let me go to manage apps. See, this is our test account and it's just filled with these. You'll see Apple certificates. You just click here and then you'll see all your apps. And then you basically just need to add your certificates. You need your P12, which is all set. You have to file in your store provisioning profile. If you go to tutorials, iOS certificates, I have all the information here that shows you how to do that. But the creation process is, once you get the certificates in, it's exactly the same. In fact, once you get, let me just go back. You can use the same sort of P12 file and P12 password if you wish. The store provisioning profile will always have to be different. You have two different store provisioning profiles, as I explained in the video. One's for the development phase. So once you have installed the app on your iPhone and you're happy with how it looks, or if you don't have an iPhone, you can just skip that phase and go straight for the sort of, not the development and testing one, but the other icon. It's like ad hoc, or it's underneath. It's all explained sort of in the video. Sorry if my throat's bad. I've had the flu for the past week. Hey Anne, what problems, or what would you need to, what do you need to know? How long does it take to get the Apple certificate? 40 seconds. It's quick. It's really very simple to do. If you go into the tutorials and watch the video, you'll see, if you're running a Mac, that is. If you don't run a Mac, you have to, there's some problems. You have to do it a completely different way. You could Google it, generating Apple certificates on Windows, and it'll explain processes. We're looking to eradicate that, where you can actually do it from within App Gorilla. So if you're running Windows or Mac, again, it's just Apple. When you build apps for Apple, they want you to do it on an Apple computer, and they want you to be part of the Apple program, and they want you to only use Apple stuff. So, I mean, it's smart on their part, but it can be frustrating for people who don't run Apple. yeah, the icon issues all sorted out, James. But what do you mean you haven't made an app yet? Your tech abilities aren't good. That's no problem at all. Um, you can use apps to drive traffic to your sites, etc. Easily enough. You can also turn your books in the applications. Michael, the Apple approval process is generally, it's not as bad as what people make out. A lot of the times, if there's an issue, they will just get back to you and tell you, listen, this is what it is, and this is what you need to change, etc. But a lot of the time, it's not too difficult. Especially when you're building, if you build local business apps, they get approved quite readily. It's easy enough. And niche shops, you just need to make sure. I suppose the best way to explain it would be that every single app that's submitted to Apple is reviewed by a human person. Like every app goes through a human review. Google Play doesn't work like that. So what happens is, if someone gets your app, looks at it, and it's not filled with junk, it's not garbage, and it actually has good information, it's presented well, then it's fine. So let me just go back. You can see here, basically what I do is, when people ask about sort of content, excuse me, there's sort of a number of things which you can do and how you can get content. I actually have a personal assistant. I just let them sort of fire away. I show them what I want, what to do, and they will fire away. Explain where you can get content. You can get PLR content. You can get it tweaked, sort of reworded, the writing changed on it. And you're basically just looking at it as you're building a niche shop that's giving content to people, that's working, and because it's an app, some people are like, oh, I don't know it's an app. But you just got to look on it as it's really, really simple to do. And it's easy to get caught up in looking at a lot of stuff and all the features. It's one of the reasons when we sort of first opened this up to the public a couple of months ago, it was, well, the public, but it was a private release to our own customers. We took the decision where we could have about 1 million features in there, and people will come in and they get lost, or we can just keep drip feeding features in and do it that way, or we can just hold off and we can release it, have 6 million features, and then everyone who isn't sort of like 100% confident will end up getting lost in the whole build process. But let me break it down. This is just articles. Think of it as, if you ever used a blog or Blogger or even Facebook, think of it as Facebook. Everyone uses Facebook. You want to add a post on your Facebook timeline, what do? You type it in and you add the post. If you want to add an image, what do? You add the image to the post. You click on post. Exactly the same concept. You can add a static page. Clicking at it. Do you want it to be a single page, or do you want it to be a multiple? Single. This is a multiple, where I can have lots of different articles. So this would be like, say, a category listing, or I could have a single, which would be good for, say, an about us. And then you can just get your icon. So you can look at our icons. Or what you can do is you can simply go and find an About Us image, and then you can go to this site, makeappicon.com, and all you need to do is drag the image from your desktop into here, and it will make your app sort of icon, and it will do it in the right sort of file size. And then you just add it to the system, and you'll have your icon. These are your icons here. This is where it will be displayed. So let me just do this real quick. I don't overly recommend people doing this, but just do About Us. Type in About Us icon. Just have a look. Just save this. And we will drag it in. Just drag it from your desktop and let it crunch it. There's my icon. About vegan recipes up. Save. So then you just go back, click on Add New. And then when you click on Add More, you probably won't see this, or you might. You just need to select your icon that you just crunched. Click on Upload. Select it, then Done. All about recipes app. So, what is our mission? What do we find in this app? Just as you can see here, font size. Do I want this bigger? Do I want it bolded? Do I want it underlined? Do I want different colors? Do I want the font family changed? Content, and then you can just highlight on bold, on underline, on bold, on underline. See, change the size again. And you can see here, this is how easy it is to add in content. Click on Save. Update and preview. You can see here we have our About Us, we have our dinners. Again, the problem with the emulators are they don't give a true sort of display of what it's like on your actual device. You'll see that it actually looks very sort of sharp and good resolution. Then you can see all about the vegan recipes. What's our mission? You see it's very standard. Now, let's say I wanted to change the background. There's a thing called theme settings. So I want to change the background only of this particular page. I could do an image, or I could pick a color. So let's say I want to make it, just click on it, make it like a dark green. back color. Didn't preview. You can see here. So it's very easy for you to manipulate. Now, for anybody who's good with HTML coding, maybe they've got an HTML designer, you can actually put in HTML code here. So you can literally have any way you want. You could give out your content to a HTML designer in Fiverr and ask them to make it look nice or put in images or whatever, which you can add in, and you can actually have it looking any way you want. Well, another question people saw about this is your version number. So let's say this is your first run through, you can enter in 1, or say you want it to be version 2, just for when you're updating the apps. Michael, I'm glad you find it easy. Click the call and click the email are really handy for people. Don't like how many clicks I have to do to get across, because when more features come in, that could end up annoying me. Maybe have a think about that. That's how absolutely fussy I am about my own stuff. Carlos will be getting in sort of wee telephone icons here, and we'll add them in for you very shortly. And you just enter in your phone number. Save. Let me just change that icon. We'll give it the TIFF, the Grizzly TIFF. Even though it's got nothing to do, but again, you could just get a telephone icon. I mean, there's loads of royalty-free icons you could take, and you could simply just add it to your app. So it's very easy. I mean, that's familiar with people, those kind of colors. See here, you can actually download these ones. These are all okay. These are all open source. Icon Finder. And there's ones that you can pay for, and just download the PNG, and we will upload it. Yeah, that's iconfinder.com. I'll add it. Add more. Where did I download that to? Here. Done. Save. Update preview. So you can see there the way it sort of begins to take shape. Now, let's say you don't like it like this. I want my icons to be standalone. So I'll pick this one. Where did I have this? Was it that? Update theme. So I want my icons to stand alone. Again, the resolution will actually be bigger in the phone than the row there, and you can drag that and change it around, and then wait for the cache to catch up. But I don't really need to call us in my vegan app. PayPal buy button into your page. Yeah, you could. It's easy enough. Yeah, no, you could put a PayPal buy button in 100%, no doubt about it. You just put the buy button in. You could have you see, we were sort of holding off, but if I can understand people like yourself, they're really active, which is great to see, because we're looking for a kind of like a shopping cart listing template where you'll have your feature, and one of the features is going to be like shopping. And we'll have a nice wee template where you can display product listings, and you can go in and you can pick your buy buttons in your link. But I mean, you could go ahead and do that anyway now. Yeah, you just add in your content and you could paste in the code for your PayPal. Yeah, it would work absolutely fine. Yeah, you can do the HTML. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have a listings page on your site, let's just trying to think of how we could. You give me an idea. Let's see. Just trying to figure this out. I was gonna go and pull Amazon's HTML, but it's probably not a good idea to do this. Let me just have a look. Let's see. Interesting. But yeah, as you can see, you're going to be able to put images, and if you go into the HTML, there's all the tables, so it's all the images. So if you have it on your own website, you could easily just go and, I mean, you could put Amazon products in here if you want, based off this. Let me see what we can do. Just because when you take someone else's code, you're kind of relying on their code, which is annoying. It's going down that side, but yeah, you could. Do you know what I might do? I'm not sure if anyone's got the Gorilla Evolution plugin, or I might actually add Amazon into this, where you can go Amazon and type in your keyword and you can insert your product listings. So it would kind of be like the way you do it on a blog, but you can do it within your app. It's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I've tried zooming in, but it doesn't seem to be. Let's see what this looks like. This is what I spend a lot of my life doing. See, that's not showing up properly. Probably scroll that, but when you bring it in at that size, then it's not going to. But you can see here, you can actually, like, you just design it any way you want, but it's, again, it's more advanced for more advanced people who understand, who could have an HTML editor that can do that. But yeah, you're free to, I mean, you can have it looking any way you want your app to look. You can have it looking. It's just understanding how to work all this. So a few things to remember on the HTML. The first thing is you need to have absolute links. They need to be full links when you're linking to images. So it has to be http://yourdomain.com/images/yourimage.jpg or .png. I'm not sure if CSS will work. I know JavaScript works, but the JavaScript isn't allowed to sort of auto-activate. It's not allowed within Android or iOS devices. So we can get more details for people on that. But if you keep it the HTML sort of quite raw, then it'll work. It'll work absolutely fine. Morning, Chris. Yeah, so I mean, we can do a lot of, you can do a lot of things. I suppose just that's what this is Hangouts all about. Is just making everyone aware of just everything that they're able to achieve with their apps. Let's see if there's emails. Paid, free. As you can see here, there's absolutely loads. There are loads of free icons you can use here. Icon Finder. Videos. Paid, lots of free ones. What other icons do people need? Let's go down a crazy with recipes. Yeah, let's go. Dogs. Yeah, so you've got quite a lot of options here, so you can use all these within your apps. That's iconfinder.com, and if you want to make your own icon, makeappicon.com. You just drag your image into it. I'll be back in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. How do we add a logo or brand the app for a client? You'll see here you have an option called Main Theme Settings. If you just click on it, and you'll see Image. Okay, and then this is size 640 by 960, 960 by 640. This is for smartphones. This is for apps. So let's just let's see, we'll go to images. Privatorium. See, this is a problem because I'm just going to have to pull this. I'm going to have to pull this just raw, but if you give this to a designer and they could make this into an app, so we'll just do it. We'll do it this way, and I will show you. And you just need to size it to the size that it says. So I will adjust. This won't look good, by the way, because obviously the image is complete wrong. It's a complete wrong dimension, so it's not going to look very good. Oh, sorry. You just click on select background image, click on Add More, upload it from your desktop location, open, upload files, and then scroll down and you'll be able to see it. And then we just click on Update and Preview. And then you can see here you can have it branded. And for some people asked about they can't see the text in some of the app icons, which is true. We will be having that changed next week. So when that happens, you can run sort of different apps. You can see here it starts to show, because what I'm thinking as well, which I may do, is actually you can choose the option to not have that text in there, and you can just have it as part of your icon. So let's say you find an icon here that you want to use, or you use make an icon. You could just sort of get it added on or make it custom, I suppose, when you're going for local business. I mean, if you set aside X amount of your budget, because your profits are going to be massive anyway, because you're building your apps using this rather than going through a developer, and then just get the icons designed, and you don't even need to have writing here. It can be all just icons. So the look and feel we'll move it to the bottom. You can see there, you begin to be able to really customize what it looks, and that image looks awful because I took it from a 750 by 408 size, and I resized it into a 640 by 960. So it doesn't even look that great. It's squashed and stuff, but that's how you can completely brand apps. And the colors here, the way that's blue, we're going to be allowing the ability, you can change that to any color you want. So does that answer your question, Chris? I'm going to make a resource app. How do you recommend using Amazon CD? I would either or, because you have both options, which you can do now. Maybe better just running through Amazon if that's the case. And you can add them to YouTube as well, so you sort of get best of both worlds. You could get traffic from YouTube in your videos, and then you put all your description in your YouTube videos. But it's when it's more for when you actually use iOS, when Apple see that it's videos and it's not through YouTube and it's actually through your own sort of CDN network kind of thing. That's where sometimes they're like, because they look at all the code and they'll say, oh, this YouTube videos, I might say to you, and they'll say, can you run it through your own? But a lot of the times they don't mind YouTube videos, but yeah, it's fine. Hi, James. I've actually, I've went out and bought, they arrive tomorrow, some Samsung devices, because basically I'm going to have an office that's filled with a whole bunch of devices, so I'll be able to see what you're saying. Do you have a way to create QR codes for the apps? QR codes are actually, I mean, we could add in a QR code generator. Or if you actually go to, oh, on the wrong thing. If you actually go to qrstuff.com, I know people like to say, oh, QR code generator, and people were selling them and all that craziness. But App Store download, iTunes App Store, Google Play app link, enter in your URL, foreground color, whatever you want, download QR code, download, print, email. There you go. Fallback URL for other smartphone types. So you can download the URL, you can print it, and you can do whatever you want. So you could print it and put it on their business card, or do you know what I mean? I know basically what you're saying. I mean, I could put something like that in AppGorilla, so you don't need to go to your website to do it, but it's the reason why it's not in there is because it's not a priority. I don't want to waste resources putting something in that's readily available all over the internet, if that makes sense. You got that, Mark? I like the idea of no text onto the icons. Yeah, well, I mean, if you have a look in a lot of the apps, text is onto the icons, but what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to either remove that text or control exactly how it looks. You'll be able to change font, size, colors, and you can really have it blending in with how you have the whole look and feel, how the whole look and feel of your app. Strategies to increase installs. Well, I suppose it depends on the kind of app that you've made. If it's local business, and I mean, it's not overly your responsibility. It's up to them. They can give their existing customers, they can have in their Facebook. I mean, things like it's the same with anything. You want to get good listings. Now, I've made a really good video in the tutorial section. It's called App SEO and Competition Research. It's promoting, and it's 24 minutes long, and it's going to walk you through a lot of sort of promotional strategies that you can use to increase your app installs. I mean, you can run really cheap paid Facebook ads. Now, what a lot of people don't know is if you go into the Facebook Power Editor, you can actually specify that the ad only gets shown to Facebook users on Android devices. So you'll send them to Google Play, and then you can specify, I want this ad only to be shown to people on iOS devices. You can send them to the Apple App Store. So it's kind of like the same concept. On the contact form, can we make changes, add extra fields? It was something that we discussed, like instead of doing the contact form, we're going to call it just like sort of your own sort of custom form, where you can add in sort of whatever fields you want. But I think it would be more just like what fields people need for the contact form, because you have basically all your info. We'll just load this up real quick. We'll go back to our app icon finder, contact, see what comes up. Any free ones? Yep. Lots of free ones. Let's just take this, download. 114. 114. Let's upload. It's handy because I meant to actually say, when you add all these icons, these are in there for life, so you could just, I mean, if you want, you could go through and look for icons. I think that one's going to be handy. You could just come across it, and you can just keep adding them to your own wee collection, and then it will, in no time, you'll have built up a mass sort of resource for yourself. Scroll across, where do I put the content? Here. You see, we've got name, email, comments, and then your info. And if someone's saying, oh, you can't really see the forms there, well, that's sort of where you can change. If you go to theme settings, click on edit, back to the contact us form, I can actually change the color for that particular section on the app. So you can see there, you can actually change it. And we're going to be this here, up here where it says contact form, the options being added in where you can just tick a box and remove that header altogether, or put in your own header or whatever, but change the size, etc. But yeah, it's kind of like what do you need? Let me just have to have a read through this. That's another thing that people are making a killing from as well, in-app advertising. Actually, not just publishing the ads, but actually you actually put your own ads in other people's apps to download your app. And if you do it right, you can get it for quite cheap. Yeah, I think the transparent background, that's for, I think that's more for iOS. When you're doing your under app info, that would be your main app icon, not these here icons. You can have transparent, but for your main app icon, I think it's to do with iOS. It needs to be non-transparent. Phone number and contact form. Yeah, that would actually make sense just to have that in there anyway. So people can put in their phone number if they want on a contact form. Yeah, definitely. But we'll maybe look at making it custom, so you can just add in whatever you need. But anyway, back to strategies, and a lot of people talk about, I've heard people say about pricing and increase installs, etc. I mean, there's a number of things you can do, and depending if your app's paid or if it's free, sort of it's up to you which way you want to go. But you just got to make use of people loving apps right now and everyone using apps. You can go same kind of marketing concept of using Facebook, or you can do paid advertising, or you can increase your search engine rankings. And it's a lot easier when you have an app listed on Google Play and you're trying to rank for, say, fitness app, rather than having a website trying to rank for fitness app. Do you know what I mean? It's Google knows what an app is. It knows listings of an app. So for your local business, it would be the same kind of procedure. Whereas if they actually have a website anyway, they can make another page on their site that gives away to download their app, gives links to their listing in the iOS store, in the Google Play store. And then visitors to their website can come and they can go and visit X Play or iOS, Apple, depending on their device, and download the relevant application. Another thing is, some people asked about paid apps. I mean, you don't need to make free apps if you have sort of good content and it's useful and you build the app correctly. Then of course you can make it paid. You can go from 79p to 199 or whatever. Sort of have a look in the Play Store. What are similar apps selling for? Put them on your device. See what they're doing. If you want to like do some actual sort of research, or a lot of the times you can just look at the screenshots and see what their apps are like and have an idea of what they contain. You can do paid apps. You can do paid wallpaper apps. Just use the images section or the images feature. For AdMob as well, you need to, I can't actually go into my AdMob account because I'm not allowed to due to Google, but all you need, I've added it already. You just paste in your whole code. It's so easy. It's like CA pub numbers. Oh, sorry. Like, it'll look like something like that. You just paste it in, because when you build your AdMob app, you have to select iOS or Android. So you build one for Android. You submit it to the Google Play Store. You can select it, so it'll find your listing within Google Play, and then you can get the code, regenerate your app, upload to Google Play again, and then select top or bottom position. So any other questions people have? I mean, everyone who's on this call, you should be log into your App Gorilla now, or even go to Google Play and start having a look for what kind of apps you want. Dessert recipes. See the way this guy's basically just used one template, cookie cut it. Same concept. $100,000 to $500,000 installs. Pretty sure people on this call could make an app like this, and it's not hard to find dessert recipes. In fact, it's very easy to find dessert recipes, and there's quite a lot of common dessert recipes out there as well, which aren't trademarked or no one can have a claim to. But it's cool. You can see more from developer cupcake recipes. You can see exactly what he's doing here. Pasta recipes. So between all his apps, we're looking, he must have 5-6 million people. And that's what you can do. That's why you want to start building apps now and getting in early, because you get a presence, you can transfer it across to your existing user base if it's in a similar kind of niche. So you can always get more people with more of your apps on their phone. Big oven. What's big oven? Let's have a watch.
Jennifer loves to cook, but cooking dinner for her family on weeknights and holidays was often challenging. Not anymore. Thanks to Big Oven, the award-winning free recipe app. Big Oven starts Jennifer off with nearly 500,000 recipes submitted by real cooks like her, plus easy pre-planned menus for weeknights and holidays. Jennifer can use up her leftovers by entering a few ingredients she has, and Big Oven tells her which.
It's a cool idea. Enter in your ingredients and it brings up what you can cook. What's that? 1 to 5 million. But you can see here, I mean, you have like 1 to 5 million, and you have these other simple little apps, like which would have, like this, for 100 to 500,000, but lots of them. So it's like it's just such a fair marketplace now. You can compete with absolutely anyone. And you can see here he's went all out and sort of altered the design more. But it's the simple little apps can just do the same, just in recipes. 100 to 500. Detox diet, that's good. It's a good idea. It just looks like they've added in content. What is it? 500 to 1,000. We'll try and see what detox. Could be good for January. Detox juice recipes 5 to 10,000. Detox diet. Yeah. 5 to 10,000, and you can see how ugly they are. Crazy. $500 to 1,000. You want to be aiming for around 50,000 plus. Yeah, so it's all that on. Oh. Excuse me. the reminiscence of the cold / flu which I've had for the past week. So yeah, I hit the Google Play Store. You can see like millions of different applications which you can use. Just type in keywords and away you go. Looking again a big whiteboard. A whiteboard wall in my office. Haven't completely decided yet. So is anyone building an app right now? Or looking at apps to build? Or is there anything specifically that you'd like to see? Is there anything that's holding you back, or have you got any good ideas you can do? Or just having a look at the different. Good, Reg, good. Your own info for advertising purposes? Do you mean just say like your own banner rather than an AdMob banner? I mean, in your content itself, like say your static pages, if you want to direct people back, you do your call to action. I think if you want to send people to a bit in your website, or I mean your text, you can highlight it and insert your hyperlink. That'll go and open in your browser. So you have content here. You could have it within your app if you also want to. I mean, if you're talking about niche apps and you maybe want to display your own banner, which you can click through, we'll have a look into that. You can have like a custom option instead of using AdMob. What kind of ideas have you got, Reg, that you'd like in? I mean, if you want, I can go on to Google Play now and have a look at some of the apps available currently for that keyword, if you're happy enough. Could show you live on cam a few things, but is it more for like tips, giving people advice, or your clients or your customers, or okay, so you're looking for someone who's looking for that. They'll go in, and do you want to provide them with advice, or do you want them to get in contact with you? So they'll call you. They can make an appointment at your office, or are you looking for like anybody, any part of the world can get in touch with you? Well, the first thing you do, you can first of all list say your services. Probably be best making a multi-page one. Do your services, what you offer. Oh. Add in your app icon. You could just go through. Let's see what they have. Oh, I can spell that right now. There's ones you can pay. There's ones that are free. Then you could probably enter some of your keywords, and you might get something more specific. So what you could do is 2 seconds. You could use that. So they have services. You could have some give away some free. You could have your services one. You could add in another one for some tips. Um, you may not need location if you're not looking. Again, opt-in form, call to action, what you're gonna give them, and you could have in things like email, call us, contact, and then that's going to get people aware of what you're doing and what you have. And then if you're looking for getting exposure of how to get more people to then find your app and get in contact with you, it's the same means. People, you can rank within Google for your app listing for search terms. So if you're in a local area, you could maybe sort of begin trying to rank for sort of an area. Like, it doesn't need to be New York or Manhattan or Dallas, just a county or a town, etc. So people can type into their searches. Yeah, well, that's definitely good for you. So then people get their apps in their phone. You can even look at local targeting via Facebook, and you can even target very specifically in AdWords. It won't cost you a lot, and you can start trying to drive and get your client base in that way. If you have existing customers, you can get them onto your opt-in list, so you can give people free tips. You can follow up with them, and you can allow people to email you personally, maybe explain the service if they maybe want to know about a certain service that you offer. So I mean, what you want to do is you want to look at what your keyword list is that you want to target. Because when you get app listings, say in Google Play or in iOS as well, basically it gives you a good advantage because you're leveraging all that authority and all that brand. And when it's like a local listing, you'll be able to rank. You can set up a Google Plus page for your business. You can give a download link to your app icon on your Google Plus page. If you have a website, link to your website. I mean, again, we're here to we'll help you with whatever you need. So to talk about features which are going to be coming, well, you know the push notifications are on their way. We're going to have loyalty cards on their way. Facebook, so you can display your fan pages within your app. You can do your Twitter. It's coming as well. And we've got a couple of other features, things like SoundCloud someone asked for, which is a good idea. We want to be able to do podcasts. And then moving into things like in-app purchases and interactive apps where people can talk to each other via the app on a wall. Yeah, Reg, 100%. That's completely fine. Just find me if you're in the FB group, just send me a message. But yeah, the push notifications is going to be extremely extremely good. So has anyone here submitted their first app yet? Built an app? Or deciding, planning their assault, their attack strategy? I mean, think when you're about... Yeah, Google's weird, Michael. It does and it doesn't. It's like sometimes you'll see a lot of Google Play listings, and other times you'll see a lot of Apple listings. So, I mean, it's because the apps are just so new, and they're still continually advancing in how they're trying to display it to users, and you can see that they've even added it into Google now. So if you go to more, they've actually just got it for apps. So they are building up an app search engine, which is definitely interesting. You can see here we have iTunes, 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 iTunes. So the top 10 listings or iTunes. And then you go specific, you have Google Play, iTunes, Google Play, iTunes, iTunes, Google Play, iTunes, Google Play. So it's really just, there's no definite answer on the exact sort of ranking strategies that they use to rank these apps. What I will say is ratings, people rating your apps, number of installs, and how long those people are keeping the app on your phone is probably, maybe it's not, you can't gauge how much because you don't actually know yet, but I would have a bearing again than things like links coming into your site, links coming into your listing. You obviously don't need, like, what are these authority sites that have found your app and are linking to it? So it's kind of like the same strategies you can use to try and rank a web page, but it's a lot less competition and a lot easier to do, and then that affects your rankings in this marketplace, which in turn will then, let's just remember detox, diet, detox, juice recipes, which will in turn affect your rankings. So detox, juicing, diet, you can see there it's got 367. There's that one that we were on, so it's number 8. I mean, I actually submitted a couple of test apps when I'm sort of testing out a few things, and I noticed I went from somewhere, say, down here to up here, and that was for 50%. I don't even know how 50% of people kept the app on their phone because it was absolutely awful. But 50% kept it on their phone, and then another app where only 20% kept it on their phone. It didn't go up as much. So it's just finding the sweet spot. Have you used if you go to the Google keyword tool and AdWords keyword planner, and then type that in, what you just put there, Michael, and then you'll see that you'll see what's right, like what kind of terms. But again, I hate the Google keyword search tool, because I've had terms where it says that it gets 10 monthly searches and it brings me in like 300 or 400 a month. So it's not a fair reflection, but that is something that people will be searching for. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, can everyone see the link that James Winsor provided? You don't have a sign-in function for an app. It wouldn't be allowed. If someone downloading an app from Google Play and to sign in, they had to connect to Facebook. I can't see it being overly allowed. Now, there will be, like, the fan page will be displayed in your apps, and people can like, etc. They can opt into your list by making your opt-in form. There's no way to automatically force someone who downloads your app to opt into your email. I mean, that's where push notifications come in. Again, they have to accept push notifications as well, which 65% of people normally do. And then with push notifications, it's very, very important. I have more information about this as we gear up for the release of it, that you can't have an app on Smoothies and send a push notification about debt management, or if you have an app in Smoothies, you need to keep it around sort of health, recipes, smoothie related, because people were building these kind of apps and they were getting them lots of installs, but then they were putting in listings to porn sites and debt sites and payday loans, and do you know what I mean? And Google completely clamped down on it because it was total abuse of the system. I mean, with the opt-in form, if you're looking for them just to be able to connect with Facebook, and then it opts them in, what happened is, because I don't autoresponder services provide that. Excuse me. Has anyone got any more questions? Might as well have a look at some more apps on the App Store again. Let's see what's about. Let's look for some random ones. I know what we'll do. Offer Vault. Magic Guru Squeeze, Flirt. Weight loss, diet, health, fitness, snoring, insurance, iPhone. Snoring. My snoring solutions. $69.50 a lead. No preview available. It's snoring. Let's see what we have. Snore clock, stop snoring. Yeah, more custom Wii apps. Is there any informational ones? When did you first begin snoring? Symptoms, causes, tips. 50 to 100. Sleep. Snoring. Go to Google. And it's definitely worth a go when you're getting $69 a lead. Snore Lab, quit snoring on the app. These must be the ones that wake you up. Yeah, they're just the custom sort of software apps. So it's interesting. It's worth always looking at things, see what solutions are out there. Health. Garcinia Cambodia. I doubt very much, but I'll have a look anyway. Garcinia Cambodia. 100 to 500. Testimonials 50 to 100. It's interesting because if you got 100 to 500 and you got like 2 or 3 people, you do about $100. You do about $150 if you got them across. I mean, there's loads of articles in that niche, so I mean, you can use it yourself: fitness, weight loss, exercise, all sorts of things like that. But it's always worth looking at what CPA offers are around and see what the verticals are, and decide sort of what way you can go into them. There's the Extreme Home Fitness System, $40 a sale. Rush Fit, George St. Pierre, UFC fighter. So Rush Fit with George St. Pierre, he's a UFC fighter. UFC. Probably be loads of games in here. MMA database. So that's just information on all the fighters. 5,000 to 10,000 installs. So it's pretty cool. What is this? That must be the game. So that's another thing you could do is, if you get specific with your ads, you can actually go and target other people's apps and start filtering the traffic through. And you can have mobile in this, like mobile offers. It's like email submits and things like that. Yeah, definitely, Reg. Just provide information on sort of what people can do. You can make a paid app out of anything. Yeah, I'll just answer Michael's question here before I show you. Yep, it's like, do you know when you have the app on your phone, you see like the wee update symbol? I know on the iPhone it gives you like the wee number to let you know there's updates available for your apps. So, I mean, paid dog training, paid dog training guide, 96 pence. 1,000 to 5,000 installs, so that's about $2.96p, $1.80 or so. So it's dog training, paid chicken. You can see here how let's do paid. 300 chicken recipes, £6.21. I would be amazed if this has got an install. 1 to 5. And paprika recipe, my recipes. Chicken wings, 160 recipes. 10 to 50. 65p. Frozen, 5,000. Cookies, breakfast. I mean, that's all you need to do. Go and have a look at what you want. But I mean, at the end of the day, the ones that get like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100,000, 200,000 installs for paid apps are generally going to be some form of game, and it won't be for an informational app. But I mean, you're not talking you make 100 grand, you can make $1,000 selling an informational app as a paid app. As you've seen here, there's plenty available. Yeah, just saw your question or your follow-up to your question. Yeah, like most paid apps are gonna be games, but I mean, there's plenty of paid apps out there that people have purchased that aren't games. I mean, like I said, you're not going to do 250,000 in a month from it. So you just type in your apps, and you'll see here all prices free, paid. So type in like names and do paid. Well, you'd want their landing page to be mobile optimized, but you're better getting people onto your list and then hitting them with the CPA offer rather than sending them direct to the CPA offer. You look for CPA offers and you think, okay, I'll have a go in this here niche here. And then you look at the verticals, like fitness. What's all the verticals for fitness? Well, I could do an app on dumbbell routines or barbell routines or 15-minute workouts, etc., etc., etc. Then you use your opt-in form feature and you try and get people onto your list, or you include links back to your squeeze pages, which would be mobile friendly. And then that's what it's all about. Get them onto your list. Once you get them onto your list, bit of information, and then start pushing the CPA offers. So I think what we'll do is we'll maybe look at running this again maybe next week. And I want everyone, I'll lay out like a wee plan so people can come on the call, because I'd like people to actually build and submit their apps. I'll get them ready for submission and then we can start. I basically want to force people because the opportunity is huge and I want people to be cashing in on this. Can you show us the front page that you consider in your part? I'll find about that. 199, 50,000 downloads. Yeah, like fitness. That's an avenue that you can go down. That people will invest in themselves. So always remember that people invest in themselves, and they're more likely to spend money on themselves. Everything is possible. But soon we're going to be getting little games in. You can use like trivia quizzes and jigsaws. You just upload an image and it'll turn it into a jigsaw for you. It's handy for kids and things like that. The kids who pester, like I am, pestered by my kids to get them games in the App Store. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to adjust sort of times. I'll have one that's for UK time zones, and then I'll do one that's more for people sort of on the other side of the Atlantic, just sort of to have balance with people. Because not a lot of people are using Google Hangouts at the minute, and this again, it's the first time I've used it, but I can definitely see how it's a lot handier because it gives people the ability to sort of easy enough to view, and you don't have to jump through many hoops or hurdles. Reg, what front page do you mean? Oh, that's another thing you can do. I forgot to say is people who have websites or things like that, you can get in contact with them and ask them if they want an app, which they can submit to Google Play or iOS. You can pull the information. Oh, excuse me. You can pull the information from their websites, build the apps. You don't even need to just go after offline businesses for clients. You can go after people who own websites, run products, have products online, video products, and so on. So many options with so little people at the minute competing with you. It's definitely not going to be like that for long though. So is there any last questions? Because I'm going to shut this off now. I'm going to shut it off in four minutes. I hope everyone watching here has seen they're ready to start building apps. A lot of you already have. I don't know what you mean front page, Reg. The new features added was AdMob. So to do AdMob, you obviously need an AdMob account. I'm not allowed to go into my AdMob account. I'll have to just get a screenshot. But you create an ad. It's really very simple. I mean, AdMob have instructions, and then you just put in it's like CA pub dash number slash number. And you have that's for your Android, that's for your iOS. Where do you want your ad, top or bottom? Opt-in forms, again self-explanatory. You can either hook it into Aweber or you can download the leads. I mean, I'll just go to manage apps because I got a few people asking if you want to download your Google Play app, you click here. Apple app, you click here, and if you don't have it hooked into Aweber, it'll put your leads in here. So you can download them and upload them into any autoresponder service. Site called iconfinder.com. You can get free icons. I mean, there's paid ones available, so you could just put in like about us, and you can bring up sort of a bunch of different icons that you could use for free. You can just click on it, then you download the PNG. It shows you more. It's all completely free to use. Or you can make your own icon. Download the icons here for iOS 7, Android, iOS 7. So they both sort of do the same job, and it shows you obviously what it will look like. So you can download icons, and you can use them icons as your menu icons, or you can use Icon Finder. Appointment forms, contact forms, email us. Let's click the email, click the call. So to call us, you simply just enter in the phone number. The user will click that and it will bring up the phone number. Same with email. Same with email us. So click it. It'll bring up the email. This is just a recap. You can add in your own icon. So you can go to iconfinder.com. You can change your icons. You just click on add new, add more, find it from the location on your desktop and upload it. And then you'll just begin building up a really big collection of icons. I mean, there's absolutely loads in Icon Finder. Just enter in a term, something that you're looking for, like services. And you'll see here it starts bringing up different icons. A lot of them are free. Right, you can have your front page, like if you're talking about sort of this here area, you can have it any way you want. There's no that's the way it has to be kind of thing. You can just whatever way you want it to be. It doesn't really make much of a difference. And Carl, if you're wondering about new features that are coming, sort of went over it, like push notifications, loyalty cards, in-app purchases, your fan pages in your apps, your Twitters in your app, and a bunch of other things like being able to change the background colors here. Instead of having blue, you can make it yellow, or you can change the text, the font, the size, the color, or you can remove the text from the icon altogether. And yeah, in the tutorial section, if you go on to promoting, I done a good 24-minute video where it sort of breaks down the processes involved in promoting your applications. I'll be adding more tutorials in there. I'm just going to add a tutorial under features, and I'm just going to show each feature, what it does and how you use it. And then I need to update the quick start video. Again, you'll see this is a version number, so you can change the version number sort of off your app. Just put it in, and then when you generate, that'll be version 1. It automatically changes when you generate your app anyway, but you can set it to whatever one you wish. Oh yeah, and something that someone didn't know, and in fact a few of you didn't know, you can add HTML into your app. So you can add in like buy buttons or any content you want. If like the HTML you can add in, just make sure that it links to the sort of the absolute sort of image path if you're including images and stuff like that. I mean, earlier on I just done a quick example of copying and pasting an Amazon listing and pasting it in. Granted, you'd need to sort of do a bit of work, and it's not the best thing to do, but you can make it look any way you want. Yeah, no, that's because when you see apps that have thousands or tens of thousands of downloads, and you can make it look like that easily, that's what I like about it. It's nothing special. It's just whatever. It's just something very simple, very clean, easy to do. Some look absolutely awful. Others, they're just fine. And still have like 50, 60, 70, 100, 200,000 installs. And I'm just going to go and show you real quick. I think it's this one. Nope. Like when you're adding in content, you can sort of change sort of anything you want: styles, colors, headings, font size. But always your best bet's just to keep it sort of quite clean and professional. Don't mix colors. Don't mix colors too much. Yeah, JavaScript is allowed, yes, for weight loss or calculators, fat measuring, yeah. I haven't tried embedding video in. I'll give it a go. Hold on, I just need it. So let's have a look. Do you want to embed videos? YouTube. New jobs.
You work hard to promote.
Sure. See, the problem is it's with the iframe. Let's have a look. Don't do that size. No. Usually they have the mobile option there. Change it anyway. Save. The preview. Let me just get play. Yeah.
Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and today I've got some
So it works fine. You'll just need to get the size right. I'm guessing sort of 300-ish would be correct. And then let me get codes for you. I'm gonna need to go through this video and get all the resources that I've shared and share with people, but nearly in a way I don't want to. I like people who are on the call and they're actually taking action, but let me go have a look for some. Oh, there was another one. QR stuff. Let me just show you. Because people were asking about, are you going to put a QR code generator in AppGorilla? But it's like, I don't want to waste resources doing it when there's like hundreds of them free. So it's qrstuff.com, App Store download, Google Play app link, iTunes, App Store link. Make it yourself, download, print, email. Jesus, you can even pay and get people to put it on stuff, find pricing, and you can charge the local client whatever you want. So really easy to do. So we're going to look at calculators now. Hold on. Let me go and have a look. So we'll put in a mortgage calculator. Just need to make sure everyone can see. Guys, I would really appreciate it as well if you could, in the Facebook group, if you want to share some of the stuff that you've learnt on this call. Just trying to get the screen back for people who missed it. So let's have a look. Add in our calculators. So I'm going to add a mortgage. You see, it's one of the things which sort of makes me laugh a wee bit when some apps actually offer the function, but that's completely irrelevant. Like, they'll put a calculator in an app that's just got nothing to do with a calculator. I'm not sure where they get the idea from, but let's see. Yeah, so there you go. There's a mortgage calculator that you can put in. So I'll just call this mortgage calculator. I'll go and find an icon, so we'll just save it. Save and see. If you want to know where you got these from, go to Google, type in HTML mortgage calculator, HTML calculator, HTML weight loss counter, just anything you want. I just need to find, there's my mortgage calculator. Oh. Mortgage calculator, so purchase price 600, down payment 15%, interest rate 5. There you go. So you can have a look again when you use other people's stuff. They have their own links here. So I mean, you could get someone to design stuff like this for you for like $15, $20. So you'll be able to remove this header, change it, put it in the way you want. But yeah, JavaScript works. The only JavaScript doesn't work if it forces an action on someone, like it forces something to open. So does everyone see this? And I mean, there's loads of like free little things out there like this. You send it to someone, you could get one made for yourself. I mean, we'll be getting a bunch of stuff in like this easily, where you can just add it as a feature. But again, I like features which have a value, whereas things that are available readily for free on the internet, when I add it in as a feature, yeah, it might look good on our end. Oh, we've got these features in, but do you know what I mean? It's cosmetic. Prefer to add value, like real value, to our customers, and that's what I focus around. So is there any more questions? I'm going to stop the broadcast. I was going to stop it 12 minutes ago, but I've ended up going on. So I'll answer the next 2 questions if they come in within the next minute. And please feel free to go into the Facebook group. I'll share all these links as well in the group. And alright guys, I will see you later.